I'm Corey Peppers. I'm a school counselor here at Barrow High School. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with us this evening to learn a little bit more about financial aid. In a few short moments, you'll hear a presentation electronically and previously recorded by our Georgia Student Finance Commission representative, Hal Wilkinson. So enjoy the information and look for his contact information at the end of his presentation to have direct questions, or you can actually email him and or call him. Thanks.
Welcome to Financial Aid 101, Federal and State Aid Scholarships. My name is Hal J. Wilkinson. I'm your K-12 outreach staff. Today's agenda will define financial aid, types of aid, federal programs, Georgia financial aid programs, the application process for Fafsa, and the financial aid package. Financial aid, it helps pay for educational expenses, direct and indirect costs, the cost of attendance. Direct and indirect costs. Direct costs is basically those costs that relate to the institution, like tuition and fees, on-campus housing, meal planning, and parking permits. Indirect costs are those costs outside of those not restricted to the institution, but still require funding. The cost of attendance is basically an estimate based on both the direct and indirect costs. It gives you an idea of what it will take for students to pay for their education. Types of financial aid. Financial aid types and sources. Financial aid comes in different forms: scholarships, grants, loans, work-study programs, and from a different number of different sources. Of course, you've got the federal and state government, colleges and universities, private foundations, professional and service organizations, employer and private companies. Types of financial aid: merit-based, Hope Scholarship; need-based, Pell Grant; non-need-based, Hope Grant; service or parent loans, students or parent loans; employment opportunities, federal work study; military aid and grants, Georgia National Guard; savings plans like the Path to College 529 plan. Then we have scholarships. Keep in mind, scholarships, you would think just in terms of just test scores and grade point averages. But there are some scholarships that are based on height, ethnicity, religious affiliation, gender, being a multiple, twin or triplet, left-handed, video or social media, and grants are need-based. Check out the GA Future Scholarship Search. Start search early and don't stop at 1, 2, or 3. Be creative. Look at scholarships even after beginning college, and do not pay anyone to help find or apply for scholarships. Federal aid programs. You must be a U.S. or eligible non-citizen, be a school graduate or GED recipient, be enrolled in an eligible degree or certificate program, have a valid Social Security number, be registered with selective services if required. Remember, that's usually for males ages 18 to 26. Maintain satisfactory academic progress. You just can't take 5 college classes, drop 4, and pass 1. You're at least to require a certain percentage, otherwise your federal aid can be taken away from you. Federal financial aid programs. Let's look at grants. The Pell Grant. Undergraduate student with financial need, maximum for this year is $6,345. Then you may qualify for the FSEOG grant or the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant. Undergraduate students with exceptional financial need. If money is available, the Financial Aid Office can award you as little as $100 up to $4,000. Then there's a federal work study, full-time or part-time, and at least minimum wage on campus positions. Now remember, this is a job on campus, but it's not reported income because you're being funded through federal dollars. Let's take a look at the loans. You have direct subsidized loan, direct unsubsidized loan, federal plus loan for parents of dependent undergraduate students, and then you have the grad plus loan for graduate and professional students. Direct subsidized loan, available to undergraduate students with financial need. Interest is paid by the government while you're enrolled. The amount is determined by the institution based on cost of attendance, financial need, and other aid and loan limits. And check out the interest rate, 2.75% interest. Then you have the direct unsubsidized loan, again available to undergraduate and graduate students. Institution determines the amount based on cost of attendance and other financial aid awarded. Students responsible for paying the interest. Keep in mind this is at a current interest rate at 2.75% interest. Then we have the Parent Plus loan for a parent of a dependent student. Only one parent would need to borrow. You can have more than one loan for additional dependent students. Grad Plus loans are for graduate or professional students. Approved based on credit history. They'll run a credit history on you. Maximum amount is cost of attendance minus any financial aid award. This is at a current rate of 5.30% interest. Take a look at the chart. The base loan is your subsidized. You can get $3,500 your freshman year. Notice it goes up $1,000 each year. Then you have the additional unsubsidized. It's at a standard $2,000. You can borrow $5,500 your freshman year. Take a look at the second chart. Notice that the additional unsubsidized is $6,000. If a parent gets turned down with a Parent Plus loan, the student can go back and raise that $2,000 up to $6,000. The freshman, sophomore year, $7,000 the junior, senior year. Please remember, you have to apply for the Parent Plus loan each year, parent, in order to be turned down, in order to have this option. Now let's look at Georgia's financial aid programs. Our programs are tied to the lottery. General eligibility requirements are listed below, similar to those receiving federal aid. This is a list of our colleges. From public to private to technical schools. They are listed on gafeatures.org. Hope Scholarship. Students must pursue an associate or bachelor's degree, graduate with a 3.0 GPA, and after high school graduation may also earn college 4 academically rigorous course credits. What are the rigor courses? Courses must be on academic rigor course list. This includes the following: advanced placement, international bachelorate, dual enrollment or degree level course subjects, advanced math, advanced science, foreign language 2 or higher. This is my Hope High School Hope GPA, only calculated by Georgia City Finance Commission, only core classes 9th through 12th grade. Transcripts are uploaded by the high schools. The previously mentioned 4 academically rigorous course credits. Log into GA Futures account to access your Hope GPA. And on the second screen, you can see where it's tracked. Maintaining Hope Scholarship. Must have a 3.0 overall. It is checked every 30, 60, 90 hours. You can only lose hope and gain it back one time. Zell Miller Scholarship. Must be a designated valedictorian or salutatorian of your class, or meet the minimum 3.7 high school Hope GPA, calculated by the Georgia City Finance Commission, with a 1200 SAT total test score or a 26 ACT composite score. In order to maintain the Zell Miller Scholarship, you must have a 3.3 college Hope GPA at the following checkpoints: 30, 60, 90 hours. You can only lose Zell Miller Scholarship and gain it back one time. So students may lose eligibility due to one of the following: not maintaining GPA, you have reached and exceeded 127 attempted hours the Hope pays for. From the time you graduate high school, you've got 10 years to take advantage of the Hope Scholarship Program, otherwise it expires, or you have completed your first professional degree. Hope Grant, this is for technical school colleges in the state. Hope Grant eligibility, enroll in a certificate or diploma program. And look at this, high school diploma, GED not required, high school GPA, and or test scores not considered. But you must maintain a 2.0 college cumulative GPA at the following checkpoints: 30 to 60 credit hours, the maximum paid up to 63 semester hours. Eligibility requirements for Zell Miller grant: maintain a 3.5 at the end of cumulative GPA. Checkpoints occur at the end of every term of enrollment. Must be a Hope Grant recipient initially. May be paid retroactively for first term. And again, maximum 63 combined paid hours, Zell Miller and Hope Grant. Then we have the Hope Career Grant. If you're interested in going into a certain program in our state technical colleges, you'll also be awarded additional money. Here are the award amounts for our Hope Scholarship programs. For Hope Scholarship, it's a portion of your tuition. For Zell Miller, it's full standard tuition. For private colleges, Hope will cover up to $2,152 per semester. Zell Miller will cover up to $2,808 per semester. The Hope Grant will cover up to a portion of your tuition. Zell Miller Grant will cover up to full standard tuition. For the Hope Career Grant, it depends on the number of hours that you take, but it's as little as 125, 250 to 500, and again 1,000 for the truck driving program. Then we have a student access loan. This is at a fixed rate of 1% interest for the life of the loan, including repayment. A student will also make a minimum payment of $10 per semester, per month. Now, how do you apply for these state programs? You go on gafeatures.org, click on the Hope and State Aid program. Then you select State Aid Applications. You will see a list of our programs. At the very top, you can see GSF apps. This is where you can apply for Hope scholarship programs. One application does it all. For Hope Scholarship, Zell Miller Scholarship, Hope Grant, Zell Miller Grant, and Hope Career Grant. How about completing the Fafsa? This is the free application for federal student aid. The first step in financial aid search, the application is free. You can fill this out beginning October the 1st. You must create what they call an FSA ID. And if you need help with the FAFSA, please check your high school for financial aid nights or FAFSA workshops. Visit GA Futures for events nearby. And do not pay anyone to complete the FAFSA. This is what the FAFSA looks like. You go to fafsa.gov. Begin here. And for those seniors that will start on October the 1st or after, you will use your 2019 tax returns for the 21-22 school year. What is needed to complete the FAFSA? Social Security number, your federal income tax returns, W-2s, and other money earned, bank statements, records of untaxed income, and FSA ID to sign electronically. In creating the FAFSA, you take these additional steps. Go to fafsa.gov, click on the link to create an FSA ID, a username and password, demographic information. You will answer some challenge questions and review the information, read and accept the terms and conditions. Confirm the cell number and email address by using the secure code. For additional help, visit studentaid.gov. FSA tips. Create your own FAFSA. As you can see, every student in your household must complete an FSA ID and one parent. Email address cannot be associated with only one FSA ID. Then you have school selection. You can select up to 10 colleges on the FAFSA. Then you have dependency status. In the eyes of the federal government, you're not considered independent until age 24. But if you can answer a certain amount of questions, those are the exceptions to being independent beforehand. Who's my parent? Who participates in filling out the FAFSA? It is natural parents and step parents. What if my parents are divorced? I live with my mother, but my dad claims me on my taxes. It is the parent who provides the most physical support from the day you fill out the FAFSA for the past 9 months. We also have the IRS data retrieval tool. This will allow families to upload their tax information from 2019, and it will pre-fill the parent and student section. Then you sign and submit, both the student and one parent. And if for some reason a parent may be an undocumented citizen and doesn't have access to a Social Security number, you have the option to print the signature page, sign, date it, and send it off to the following address in Lexington, Kentucky. As soon as you submit the FAFSA, you will receive a confirmation page, which basically gives you a measure of how much can be contributed to the student's education. That's the expected family contribution, which also gives you an idea of what you may receive on the Pell Grant, and also your subsidized and unsubsidized loans. 3 to 5 days later, you'll get what they call an SAR report, which basically determines how much federal aid you'll qualify for. Under special circumstances, there's some things you cannot report on the FAFSA, but you can contact the financial aid office of the colleges that your son or daughter is attending and let them know of your circumstance. They have the authority to adjust the financial aid outlook or the expected family contribution, but it depends on what documents they may need. So when in doubt, talk to your financial aid office. Now you're comparing the financial aid packages since you've signed and submitted it. And this is what you do. You list up to 10 colleges on the FAFSA, complete the verification process if selected, apply for admissions, and at some institutions be accepted. You will receive a financial aid award letter, and on this, basically, as it says, how much it will cost to attend the institution for the year, the amount of financial aid that the institution is providing. This may include HOPE or state aid in the state of Georgia, and the amount the family is expected to contribute. These are 2 award letters. So you say you apply to more than one school, compare the award amounts. If you need additional resources, always check with gafutures.org or gsfc.org, fafsa.gov, studentaid.gov, as a friendly reminder, be sociable with GSFC. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And also create a GA Features account. Students can check out their Hope GPA and find out more information on eligibility for Hope and Zellviller Scholarship. I hope you have found this information helpful. And in the meantime, feel free to reach out to us. Have a great day.
As we mentioned, you can reach out to Mr. Wilkinson by email or potentially by his cell phone number, as that second to last slide had that information out there for our county and district. And anytime that you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask us here in the counseling office about some initial information with financial aid. As Mr. Wilkinson said there, please don't hesitate to have those conversations with the financial aid offices that your students are applying to. They will be able to talk a little bit more about their institutional money that they can grant or the special circumstances he mentioned based on your family and what might be needed there. In the coming weeks, we'll definitely have some information out about the event that we hope to host to allow students to complete these documents if you need help with you and your family in those situations to get you connected with experts. So we'll post information out on social media as well as our school page in the coming weeks. So thank you for your time and have a good evening.